Doing, Mr. Wall?
I was in the wrong room actually, mate. I turned up in your in our private Zoom room.
I'm like, who's this guy? How you doing, everybody?
How
Hey,
we
it's the
going, team?
GHL Tinkerbell. Hey, Dea, how you doing?
Oh, Daya's here. Woohoo! Fantastic.
Man,
Hey,
Good
Kylie. Great to
morning.
see you. Hey, Manolo. Everybody jumping in. Love this bit. Hey, Clay. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Mark, great to have you with us as well. Mr. Kyle, of course, keeping everybody on track. Great to have you here, man. Thank you so much. Stacy jumping in. Fantastic. It's like a friends and family reunion on Fridays, honestly. It's so good.
I
So
do
cool.
love
Awesome.
Manolo. What's happening? How you doing? Man, I am
Stacy's
so
in
excited. Guys, t today what I'm going to show you, Walt hasn't even seen, so he has no idea. He messaged me going, hey, what's going on tomorrow? I said, don't worry, just rock
Yeah,
out.
Johann's like, yeah, man, I got it, I got it. I'm like, I'm so used to the late night Thursday nights because it's Friday morning here in Australia. The late night Thursday nights, like doing PowerPoints until 10:30, 11, ready for training on Friday morning. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just sit back and let Johann take this one. Okay, cool. Happy to do that. Dude, it's
Awesome,
like all
man.
that spare time you've had this week as well.
I know, right? Exactly.
Hey guys, so just for everybody, I looked at Johann's calendar and I was reading I can't remember what I was reading. I was reading one of my business books and it was like, I've conducted over 500 meetings in the last 5 years. And I looked at Johann's calendar and I was like, my buddy and my brother, Johann, has conducted 500 sales calls in the last 10 weeks. So like this is I've never seen anybody's calendar book as solid as yours. Like I was talking to Johann the other night, and so guys, today's going to be an amazing sales training session. That much I do know. So I was looking at Johann's the other night, and I was like, dude, it's not. It's like 9:30. We've been up since 3 a.m. So I'm like, I'm done. I've got to crash. And he's like, yep, I've just got two more meetings to go. And I'm like. His last one was at 11 p.m. at night. The first one was at 3 a.m. in the morning. So the man walks the talk. That is absolutely for sure. So, dude,
Hey,
I'm
man.
excited for what you've got to share.
Thank you. Me too. I'm very excited for what I've got to.
You're, you're as excited as everybody else. Like, imagine what you're going to learn today just by being here.
I know. I figure, hey, while I'm young, I've got the energy. You got to put it in there. You got to do
Yeah,
the hard yeah.
true,
And then as
true. I love when Jim Rohn was talking about he was standing up on stage and he was like, I'm excited to be here. I never know what I'm going to say, so I'm excited to find out what I might learn. I was like, yeah, fair call.
I think one day somebody said, I figured out how your brain works. I'm like, man, God damn it, about time. When
Can you tell me?
all right, cool. So
So
guys,
good.
we're gonna get started. Mark's asked for a book update. Mark, the book launch is actually in 30 days. We've decided to do it as a big giant launch over 3 days. You guys obviously gonna get the book and everything, but we wanted to make a big show about it. And so we've got so many amazing people coming to play, coming to share, and it's going to be an epic event. So we've turned the book launch into a big 3 day event, which more information about that will come
Actually, we could
shortly.
drop the pre-launch page to this team because everybody's our friends and family here. So as Johan said, the book launch so for those who don't know what we're talking about, hey Nigel, great to see you. For those who have no clue what we're talking about, when we were in Sydney over the last 2 years, Johan and I have produced this book, which has been working with the top 1% of agency owners in the world. Right, so their best tactics, strategies, the best of the best of the best. And when we presented it in Sydney, Jared will testify. Like it went down like a treat. It was a standing ovation, and people just absolutely loved what we shared. So although we take credit for the book, and I'll absolutely pass the majority of the credit over to Johan for actually having the will to finish it, which was great. There's people in that book or there's strategies in that book that have come from the best of the best, and so we wanted to hear from them. So we are actually putting on an event just like our high level expert event from last year. So, if for those of you who met us through the high level expert event, 3 days, 24 incredible speakers, 8 hours a day, and we had over 1,500 people turn up to our high level expert event. And this year it's going to be bigger and better than ever. So, we're going to run it as what we're calling the unofficial playbook event. for growth in GHL agencies. And we're going to be bringing these best of the best to you. So we're going to be bringing you people to the stage. We're going to be talking through the growth strategies of the book. We're going to be making sure that this is the success event of 2025. So with no further ado, I'm going to drop the pre-launch registration link into the chat box right here. You guys can be the first of the first of the first to pre-register for our event coming up, which is right there. So 3 days, 30 days, 30th of, yeah, 30 days away, end of August. Come and get your tickets. So the pre-launch, the tickets go on sale in a couple of weeks. Jared was one of the lucky ones that picked up a book on the day in Sydney. Amazing dude. Dion, welcome to the call. So guys, it is the unofficial GHLplaybook.com for those who are watching on our replay. Unofficial GHLplaybook.com. You guys can pre-register for the tickets. Tickets go on sale in a couple of weeks. We'll make sure that those who are registered get access first. And of course, you can refer others. That's a big piece as well. We want to make sure that that's known. You can refer other people in the GHL space and earn commissions from sales and tickets and books and all kinds of stuff as we go live. So yeah, sneak peek before we go. Johann.
Everyone who came last year, you get a ticket. So that's included.
Yeah, anybody who picked up the 297 tickets, you get all the recordings and everything. That was our promise to you guys last year. So if you bought a upgraded ticket last year, none of our future events you have to do the upgraded recordings and tickets. That was part of our promise to you guys. So, but pre-register for the event. Make sure you're on the list, and more importantly, VOP for life. Very cool. More importantly, when we release the JV page, which I think Mr. Kyle is pretty close to being ready, if it's not already, grab a link and share it in the GHL community. Those who get their registrations tagged to them early will have the biggest group of people that, future sales and that kind of stuff will be tagged to you. So we want to make sure that we're rewarding those who are referring their friends. So if you
Okay,
like
and
what we
if you
did,
don't show up, you're going to totally hate your life because it's like the
right.
best thing ever. And like literally, it was instrumental in terms of every single play that I made this year in terms of product selection, who it was that I just kind of like brought into like my inner circle. They have become friends, they've become just partners. I mean, it is without question, you will just totally hate your life if you don't go.
So
Your life
say
will
say
suck.
say that one more
Your
time for the
life
seats in
will
the back,
suck.
Stacey. If you don't what, and based on what? Based on our event from last year?
Based on absolutely everything.
Nice. I love it. You're the
Everything,
best, Stacey.
hands down, you will hate your life if you aren't there.
I
You
love
missed
that. I
out.
love
You
that.
missed out last year. They can still, if they register this year, they can still see then last year's recordings as well, right? In sort of
Yes, absolutely.
preparation. It's
Yep.
insane. These two are maniacs. Okay, they're two maniacs. I can't believe how long you guys held it together and like the diversity in terms of the different sort of people that you get to just sit there and like hear from. I mean, it's insane. It's great.
Yay.
It's great.
We are
Sorry.
we're going bigger
I had
this
it.
year, Stacey. Thank you so much. And Stacey, can I have your permission to use that as an audio clip on our
You can
page?
totally use it because, like, seriously, I believe in it. Like,
Love
I
it.
mean, I've gone to a lot of like woo woo, like there's a lot of woo woo and a lot of like hype and a lot of like, oh, when I was like living in a box down by the river and then now my life, I've got a yacht, like, no, this is like hardcore. This is like nerds amplified, just joining forces, just a total mastermind amped. I mean, you just truly do get value out of it.
This is going to be
It's
amazing.
yeah, the
Thank
best.
you so much, Stacey. I'm
Sorry.
actually I'm going to
Sorry,
order a
but I
t-shirt that
really
says,
was a raving fan. You can go ahead and review the tapes and even my review that I left last year too.
I love it. Thank
Yep.
you so much. I'm going to get a new t-shirt. Carl, can you order one for me that just says Nerds Amplified? I love that. That's going to be amazing. Super cool.
Thank
That's
you.
so good.
Thank
Jared,
you
yeah, when
guys
I was
for
living in
doing
a
it
box
again
down by
because
the
that's
river,
a lot of work. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of effort on your guys' part.
it was huge.
And
And
I
it's
know
guys,
going to
how
be
hard
good
it
this year.
is.
it was from midnight till 8 a.m. our time. So had to be high energy. Well, Walt, like Mr. Hype Man, dude, you killed it. The amount of
It
energy
was
that
so
had to
fun. It
go
It
was
out.
was
so,
crazy.
it was
I
so
think it
fun. It
took
was
us
amazing.
2 weeks to recover as I'm getting older. Anyway, all right, cool. So
So you guys are the
Today's going to be
first
a lot of fun.
GHL, unofficial GHLplaybook.com, the event of the year. We're going to be bringing the best of the best. If you, as Johan said, if you picked up a ticket last year, where you will get a ticket and you will get the recordings if you took the upgrade, but still pre-register so that we can make sure we've got you there. It's going to be all recorded, of course, if you've got the recordings. Time zones, we're not sure, but probably it's going to suck for Aussies. But you know, we'll make sure
It's
it's fun. Yeah, I know, Kylie. Um,
not
we'll
probably. It is going to because we have
it
to
is going
cater.
to suck for Aussies. Done. We'll try our best to kind of get it in the middle of. There's three time zones we've got to take into account: Australia, the US, and of course into Europe as well. So we've got to try and it's got to suck for somebody. But yeah, we'll try and do our best anyway. Cool guys, this is ready to rock. So unofficial GHL playbook. Pre-register for your tickets. Importantly, I just keep saying this is important because the people who get it first are going to get the biggest advantage. The ones that grab their link and refer people to the event, you guys are all of your referrals are going to be tagged to you. So as people upgrade or they buy the book and the games and stuff like that during the event, all of that gets tagged back to you guys. We got some prizes for people that refer the most people. You can win some cool Apple gear and thousands of dollars in prizes. But we want to make it, bring the people to get the love is what we want you guys to do. So today, I hand over the microphone, which is a rare event, to Mr. Johann, who's going to run through an amazing sales training with us. And as I said, there's nobody better on the planet. I have not seen anybody work as hard as this man, and it's going to be an amazing session. So grab your notepad, whether that's digital or real, and let's get into some sales strategy.
Let's have some fun. And Nigel, we'll put the link in the chat. And welcome aboard. It's great to have you. All
Absolutely.
right. Let us share screen. And let me know if you can see my screen, Mr. Walt.
I can indeed.
All right, cool. So, guys, this is the 7-minute close, how to transform your sales conversations forever. And there's a lot of neuroscience in here, so bear with me. I'm going to start off with a story, and this is not a rags to riches story. It's a Johann transformation story. My wife, when we were dating, she came to me one day and she said, I'm Japanese. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you told me because I actually realized that. But anyway, so Japanese people need security in their lives. That security is their number one paramount thing. She said, you're crazy. You've got so many fingers and so many pies. You've got all this stuff going on. I just need to know that the bank account has enough in the bank account for 6 months so that I have peace of mind. I said, okay, great. And the next day, I went out and I closed the deal, which brought in $347,000 into the bank account. And then she said, holy shit, I should have asked for more. So the reason for telling you that is because once you master the skill of sales, it doesn't matter where you are. I think it was Bill Gates. Don't judge me whether you love him or hate him. Bill Gates said, if you drop me into any country in the world, I will be able to remake what I've got quickly because he had the art of sales, right? So let's start off with that. So guys, close rates before people have implemented this training, they had 18% close rates, $12,000 deals. This is, by the way, this is nothing new. I've been doing this since 2010. So it's been a 15-year journey. So I'm not, that little thing down there. When I started my business, I was selling websites for $500 and struggling at that. And then we ended up selling websites for 50,000, all this other stuff. So it's a progression. It's not something you're going to master overnight. But if you know all the steps and you know how to do it, you can probably, if you stick to it, get to there in about 30 days. So at the end of this, I'm going to give you a 30-day plan, which you can stick to. So, all right, let's go. So the sales problem. Actually, who wants to know the story about how I made that money? I'll get to that in the thing. We'll come there. So the sales problem. Right now, guys, everybody's got no attention, correct? Our attention
Correct.
spans are smashed because of Instagram, because of Reels, because of YouTube Shorts now. Like people, if you send them a video for 20 minutes, they're like, dude, I'll watch that next week. And so attention spans are so short. Within 7 minutes, I know whether I've made a sale or not. So I can tailor my sales calls to, hey, like yesterday, I'll give you an example. I had a guy who showed up and he was a referral, and so I always honor referrals. The guy shows up to the sales call and he's sitting down and he's drinking a beer while he's talking to me. And I went, within 2 seconds, I was like, this there ain't going to be a sale here. He's got a stain on his shirt, etc. So it allows you to lemon law people really quickly because, as Walt says, there's 100 people that you got to talk to make 10 sales, let's just call it, right? Depending on your close rate. I want to get through those 100 as soon as I can to get to those 10 that are going to say yes. So get through the people, lemon law them, and within a few minutes, you know whether you're going to make that sale or not. And now I'm going to show you the process. So conversions are low. Why? The economy is tight right now. This is industry standards. The economy is tight. People are watching where they're spending. So you need to really have a great proposition so that you don't waste your time. There's wasted effort. 80 to 90% of sales calls are wasted because people are not qualified enough. So how do we make sure that they're qualified? And then there's a sequence. So I'm going to take you through that sequence of what to do so that you're only talking to the right people and you're closing the right deals. Now, the promise, by the end of this presentation, you'll discover the exact sequences behind that high ticket sales. We'll go through the complete 10-step system, which closes in 7 minutes. There's a 5-step WOW escalation that triggers the decision for them to go, yes, I want this, let's go. And it's going to increase your close rates. It's going to reduce your sales cycle by 60 to 70%, and it's going to boost your average deal size by 50 to 50%. How does that sound? Everybody in? Yes?
Sounds amazing. So, guys, just as a standard, like Johann's results are not your results. Our team is different from your team. Our experience is different from your experience. This is Johann's experience. All right. So, implementing these strategies will educate you. Let's put it that way. This is for education purposes. So, guys, you'll be able to take this education and use it for yourself. That's the best promise.
That's right. The lawyers say, you don't have our team, you don't have our experience, you don't have our everything
But
else.
education always wins. I asked a multimillionaire one day. So he was a mentor of mine, and he'd done a lot for me, and it was Christmas. And I asked him, dude, you've got you're into the 9 figures realm, personal net worth. What could I possibly buy you to express my thanks? And you know what he said? And this is in the days of age, but I'll try and bring it up to date. He said, a book voucher. Like what? He valued education more than anything else. So, guys, this is education. This is where you're going to be able to bring this through.
For sure. All right. So this clip that I'm going to show you is the girl who's coming into this scene over here. She's trained. She's a martial artist. The guy on her left is about to grab her bag and throw it over to his friends, and they're going to try and bully her. Watch what happens when you talk to somebody who's trained.
I told you that was me in that video.
That is you, Stace. So, guys,
Nice, Stacey. Well done.
You're welcome. Yeah.
If you're trained, no one's going to fear you. Well, you don't have nothing to fear. So let's go. And by the way, guys, Walt said I practice what I preach. This is literally 3 minutes before the call. Somebody said, talk to me like I'm stupid. What is white label suite? I have no idea. And then how do I get one of these things? And then I just sent a voicemail. Can you see how long the voicemail is? It's 48 seconds. In that 48 seconds, I go, what's the cost? I'm interested. This is for me, right? So 7 minutes, too long. 48 seconds, let's go. No, I'm joking. But when you know exactly the pain points, when you know what to say, when you know what value you deliver, you can close deals super quick. All right, so our brain has 3 different parts. One, the logical part, which needs facts and figures and rationale. The emotional part, which handles the feelings. People need to feel like they can trust you. They're trusting you with their baby. Their business is their baby. If they're going to let you in to look after their baby, they need to feel that trust. So that has to come across. And then the primitive brain, which is wired for survival, survival or thrive. So at the start, I put up a number saying $347,000. The reason for that, I put that up, is because your brain went, holy shit, if he can do that, I can do that. I can do 10%. I can do double. I can do 10 times that. Your brain went, show me the formula and watch me thrive with this, right? So that is the primitive brain. So you need to talk to all 3 when you're making your calls, when you're talking to people: logic, emotions, and the survival instinct. Cool. Attention span. Guys, we all know our attention spans absolutely suck. It's down to 8 seconds. That's why our Facebook ads have, hey, if they watch more than 5 seconds, we're going to bill you, right? So 8 seconds is our attention span today. Decision-making window peaks between 5 to 9 minutes. Within 5 to 9 minutes, you might be on a webinar for an hour, but in that 5 to 9 minutes, you've actually made a decision whether you're going to buy it or not, based on, do I trust this person? Do I know what logically, does this flow? Does this fit in with what I need to do? And then your brain goes, yes, let's go. So any I think gone are the days of the big long, webinars and things like that to make sales. Sales are going to have to be in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then the rest is education and show them implementation so they don't leave without you. If they buy something, get the dopamine hit and leave, and then they don't do it. But if you get them to learn, adapt, buy it, and then implement, now they've got some wins, which then allows them to carry through. So exceeding that sweet spot triggers the brain's defense mechanisms. It starts saying, actually, no, and starts trying to poke holes into your argument. It's filtering information. Guess what? How many of you are checking your phones right now, looking at your phones or whatever, right? It happens. It's human nature. That's how we've conditioned ourselves. And then decision avoidance. Hey, if I make this decision now, am I actually going to have time to do this? All that kind of stuff. So if you can destroy all of those in the first 7 minutes, then you've won. So that's why we need to have that attention span. So trust building, there's 3 different hormones. The trust hormone, oxytocin, right? It's released during social interactions. When you talk to people, people will forget what you said, but they'll never forget how they feel. I've had people come back to me 4 or 5 years later, said, dude, I remember we had the best conversation. I can't remember what it was, but I just know that I have to work with you. That's the oxytocin. They couldn't remember what we talked about, but they remember how I made them feel. Dopamine, it's a reward chemical. This is how I feel every time I talk to Walt. It's like, woohoo, woohoo, we're doing this, woohoo. Every time there's a brand new sale coming through, woohoo, that's our reward, right? So dopamine is very important in sales. Serotonin, confidence builder. As you know that you're winning and closing deals and your results. And Mark, I know you're there. And yesterday, Mark, you called me up and you were so excited. You're like, dude, this is exciting. I think I've got it. I'm nearly there. It's because you had the dopamine hit. You showed them you had oxytocin because they trusted you. And then the serotonin, your confidence started building. So congratulations on yesterday. All right. The buying sequence. So this is super important. The brain decides in 7 seconds whether it's going to engage or not. Why? Because it's a survive or thrive, right? Hey, is this guy going to help me or not? Yes? Okay, let's continue. Trust formation. Oxytocin gets released. Value. So the brain calculates a potential gain versus risk. Hey, I'm going to spend 10, 15, 20, an hour with this person. What's the value that I'm going to get out of this? Urgency. So this is something that we don't do that we need to do more of, Mr. Walt, which is, hey, we decided as a company to tell people, hey, there is no urgency. It's only the urgency of when you decide you want to make that change. But actually, this is detrimental to us and to the person because they go, cool, they're not going to change their prices or they're going to keep that price for me for the next 6 months or whatever. So when we take away that urgency, it delays their buying triggers. So urgency is important. And then the commitment decision. So it's always wanting to resolve that tension through action. So am I going to do it? Am I not going to do it? When do I do it? How much time, etc. So the sequence matters, and you need to take them through the sequence in order for them to go, aha, I get it. By the way, well, I can't see any messages there. The chat's going, but I can't see that for now.
I got you covered. I got you covered. Guys, if you want to send a message, send it either to me privately if you want to keep it private, or keep it public so everybody can learn, right? Because if you send a private message to Johann, which everybody does while he's talking, he's not going to be able to cover that. So yeah, send the message to me or jump right in.
Perfect. So this is the complete system. So in 10 steps. Why is it 7 minutes? Again, 7 minutes is for you to build a rapport, to proposition them a solution, and then to close them. After that, if you want, you can continue with, a little more rapport building, etc., and then answering their questions. But it's at 7 minutes that makes the big decision. All right. So in the first 60 seconds, we're going to establish the trust and identify the problem. Next 3 minutes, we're going to present our solution and give them so much value that they go, wow, this is epic. And then the last 3 minutes is execute wow sequence and secure their commitment. Now, for a lot of people, they're going to be like, dude, this is crazy. But because you're used to having meetings for an hour, you're used to having meetings for 30 minutes. When you're speaking to somebody who is pre-qualified, so all the people who come to my calendar, they're actually getting referred by other people. Other people are telling them, dude, you're running an event. You need the software. Dude, you're launching a book. You need the software. Dude, you need to grow and scale your company. You need the software. So people come to me, and within that first 60 seconds, it's, hey man, I heard that, Jen referred you or Mark referred you, and I'm so glad to be connected to you. And then we'll talk about where are they now? What are they trying to achieve? And they'll tell me, man, I had yesterday a guy, I'm running this event in October. I'm freaking out. I need to fill 100 seats. I need to get all the people in, I forgot what it's called, but it starts with an S in America. Which city? I don't know. San Francisco. Let's just say San Francisco. Anyway, he goes, I need to get all the business owners in San Francisco. Within 30 seconds, I had the people search up. I showed him all the CMOs in San Francisco. And he's like, oh my God, this is insane. He goes, but how does it work? I answered all the questions. And literally within 7 minutes, he was like, I can't wait to get this. Can I please organize a time with you and my team? All that kind of stuff. So that's what I mean by 7 minutes, right? Okay, next. The foundation. So building rapport. We all build rapport. It's how did I meet you? What value can I add? Guys, I've gone to the extent for big deals, I will mirror not only their body language, I will mirror their colors of their logo. I have worn jackets and shoes and yeah, we used to do before COVID, we used to do a lot of in-person things. I would wear the colors of their brand psychologically, like I might have a tie or whatever, or a jacket, and they'd go, I really like this person. I'm like, yeah, because I'm wearing your colors. You resonate with your colors. Have a genuine personal connection and always listen. People are there to tell you, hey, this is my problem, this is what I needed. Now remember that deal that I told you at the start, the $347,000 deal. What was that? So my friend started working at one of the biggest IVF clinics over here in Melbourne. And he said, dude, we need you. I was like, okay, cool. What do you need? He goes, we need some strategy. He goes, can you come in and have a meeting with us? And so, yeah, sure, no problem. So I go down. Now, this company does 250 million a year. Great. Go down, and the CEO is sitting there. The CEO is stressed out of her brain. She's like, I've got a board meeting in 2 weeks. I don't know what to present. We've tried everything. Our ads are failing. We're doing programmatic. We're doing all this stuff. And it's just like, I don't know what to present. And her words, my ass is on the line. So that was her within 1 minute. That's what she wanted. She wanted that fixed. I said, okay, cool. This is what we're going to do. We're going to, one, interview all your most successful people. Anyway, I came up with the strategy, and that was a 3-month strategy. By the time we were done, yes, I walked out of there with a $347,000 check, but her problem was solved. She's kept her position. The board was super happy, and we actually transformed that business. So the rapport was there. We identified her problem, and we had the magic question framework. So the magic question framework down the bottom there is, what would it mean if I could solve this problem? She's like, I get to keep my job. I don't have to think about applying, moving, all of those sorts of things. How could it impact you? She goes, I care about this business so much. Now, IVF, very emotional, right? It's people's lives. You're bringing a new life into the world. So it's going to impact the lives of so many people. Great. Everybody's on board. The people who work there, they just want the best thing for those people. And so I said, what's stopping you? They said, we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. So come help us. And so that's how we did that. Yeah. All right. So that's the foundation, steps 1 to 3. Now the solution. So we demonstrated value. 3 dimensions: financial, emotional, and strategic. Financial. Hey, how does this impact your company financially? We're losing 40% right now every month. That's what she was saying. So emotionally, it was taking a toll on her reputation, her credibility. I go, strategically, you are now also losing position in the market. Okay, let's help you with that. So that's the strategy that we created. So objection prevention. Okay, cool. In order for us, so this is what I said, in order for us to work with you, I need the team on board. So it's not just you and me. I need the whole team to be here so everybody has buy-in. So guys, you can use this for your sales call, right? Hey, I'm talking to you. You're the leader. But guess what? You're going to sign off. You're going to buy this thing. But I need your team or the implementer to be in here and to be able to help make this thing happen. Because too many times we see CEOs, the business owners, sign off, buy it, and then there's no one who takes charge of it and goes, I want this. I'm going to run with this. I'm going to champion this. So if you remove those objections right at the start, it's going to be good. Risk reversal. So, hey, systematically remove any perceived risk. Risk is in their head. What if this doesn't work? What's my contingencies? What if I've spent money on Facebook ads and Google ads? I don't know whether this is going to work. So if you can preempt that and remove all those things, it's easy. So with us, with all of you who have the tool, it's, dude, you never have to spend money. I keep saying dude, but excuse me, I've been hanging around my son who's 9 too long. He keeps calling me dude, so now I keep saying dude. Anyway, you don't need to spend money on Google ads anymore. You don't need to spend money on Facebook. You can have real connections with your ideal people. That's a risk reversal. They go, oh, now I get to save five, six, $10,000 a month. Great. And this is only going to be whatever it's going to be. And then we bridge that decision. So we create a psychological bridge where them saying yes is the next step. So it's okay, cool. When we start up today or when we start up tomorrow, this is what's going to happen tomorrow. So this is what I say. If you sign up today, we can actually get you onboarded and set up and launched within a week. Ebony is going to jump on a call with you. She's going to make sure we have all your assets ready. Our team is then going to work and set up your website so it's ready to go. Your packages are ready to go. We'll connect up your Stripe. Everything is set up and ready to go for you. They go, oh, this is so easy. So all the decision that we're asking them to make is sign up. Our team takes care of everything. And then in a week, they're ready to launch with a brand new product that they have. So they go, wow, this is cool. This is easy. All right, so now this is the close. So there's a 5-step wow escalation that I'm going to take you through in a second. There's urgency that we have to create, and then we need that commitment. So for them to go, yes, let's do this. What is that escalation? First, credibility. They need to know that they're spending money with someone who's credible. Within a few minutes, when I talk to them, we talk about high level. This book is a credibility play as well, right? We've got a high level award. They see us on stage. They see the companies that we've built. So people do research and they'll type in our names into Google and they'll be like, dude, your business partner is crazy. I tried to watch his YouTube videos. I had to slow it down to 0.5. I'm like, yeah, man, he's freaking amazing. So credibility is there and it gets built. So guys, put out content. Right now, there's a hack actually on Facebook, which I don't know how many of you know, but if you post 10 times to 30 times a day, they are giving you exposure to millions of people. This has just happened in the last 2 weeks. So if you want to, there's a whole bunch of us who are now going to jump on that bandwagon. And literally, just by posting 30 times a day, people are making $1,000 from Facebook. That's if you have the verified thing. Anyway, credibility, more exposure, social proof. Social proof is the, hey, I've got an award from Go High Level. Hey, this is what I've achieved. The scarcity and psychology. So create value through ethical limitation of access. So we don't do high ticket. No, we don't do high pressure sales. That's not us. It's just our company culture. We don't do. If you don't want to do it, that's cool. It's here. Authority positioning. So we are always positioned as authority, and you should be too. So you've got this tool, which is millions and millions of dollars, which Walter spent building the last 15 years. You get to say, hey, I'm going to loan you this asset so that you can grow your company. Urgency creation. So this is the urgency that I said, hey guys, so this is when I had my agency, I'd say, we can only take on 3 projects this month. Do you want to be one of those 3 projects or you have to wait? So that's the urgency that we used to create. Awesome. So wow factors, credibility stacking. So show them your personal achievements, show them your industry recognition, show them your specific knowledge. If you don't have any of those things, that's fine. Show them that you know more than them. That's all you needed to do. Back in the day, I'd say, hey, did you know you can target the right people using Facebook? When I didn't have this tool, I would literally open up my laptop and go, Facebook, this location, here's your audience. And it shrinks it down from 6.5 million people where I am to, hey, here's 20,000 people of your ideal clients. They'd be like, that's who I want to see. And that's how I'd sell them Facebook ads, for example. So social proof, show them similar client success stories. Guys, for those of you who are just starting with us, use our social proof, use our client testimonials. You can, because it is the same tool. Aspirational example. So show them where they can be. I have another, we've got another business called Business Authorities. In there, the thing that was selling, that was used as a sales tool, was a little diagram. And the diagram was a circle. And it said, establish, grow, scale, empire. And it had 10 little things in there. And people would sign up and I'd say, hey, but you're getting established. Why did you sign up? They go, because I want to get to the empire. So by showing people where they can go and that you have a proven methodology, they will sign up. So that's the aspirational example. And then volume proof, once as soon as we say, hey, we've got 2,500 agencies that have been through the program, they're like, okay, cool, let's go. You guys have your systems down pat. It's not about, oh, you're my third client. It's many people have gone through this. It's a proven system. We've refined it over the years. So wow factors 3 and 4. So scarcity, so limited availability, which is what I just talked about. Time bound. Hey guys, we're having an event. We're having a launch. If you don't sign up now, everybody else is going to be talking about the launch of the book. They're going to get people signed up under their names, and they get the lifetime commissions that we're going to be offering them. So that's, or hey, I'm running an event. We've only got 12 spots. That's not a false scarcity. That's real scarcity, right? Exclusive access. So people who buy now get access to our private Facebook group or our WhatsApp group or whatever it is. So that's the scarcity psychology. Authority positioning. So what is your proprietary method? So I know a lot of you have built proprietary methods. Hey, this is the steps that I take you through, which is awesome. That's your unique system. Results-based evidence. Hey, in 30 days, I'm going to show you that I guarantee you this is what's going to happen. This is what's happened before. So that's the wow factors. And then number 5 is the urgency creation. So time-based, exclusivity, or the opportunity cost framing. Hey, and that's the one we use. You don't have to sign up today, but are you going to be in the same position 30 days from now? Jump on, let's get started. That's what we say. All right, case study. So financial services. So this is literally from like 2015. So it's 10 years old. So we were working with them. Their average deal is between 5,000 to 25,000. We implemented this. What did we implement? So we implemented a framework. So when we talk to them, I'm going to just stop sharing for a second. So the financial planning company, they come to us and they go, hey, we need more sales. We need to close more deals. I said, okay, cool. What are we going to do? Tell me your process. And they said, okay, well, first we have a meeting with the potential client. Once we have that meeting, we then outline the different strategies, low, medium, high risk strategies. And then we go and have a research paper done. And then we present that to the directors, and then directors go, hey, tell Stacy that, she's in the high risk category. And then that's presented. This whole thing takes 2 weeks. And so they understand that there's tons of research that's gone into creating this offer. And so when we showed it to them, they had a 20% close. I was like, interesting. So all we did was we took that process out, put it on a piece of paper and said, hey, you're here, you're having a meeting. After the meeting, I'm going to go and do tons of research and come back with 3 options. After those 3 options, I'm going to show it to my directors who are going to have a conversation and determine which one's best for you. Then I'm going to come back and present it to you. And then we can move forward and build your wealth. And they go, hang on, and you don't have to pay for this, right? So the payment comes out of your super. They go, and it's $5,000. And they're like, man, that's so cheap for 2 weeks of work. And for the strategy and for the brain power of the people doing the research, plus the directors, that's amazing value. Their conversions went through the roof. So just that one diagram showing them the process of what's happening made a massive difference. And they're actually so full they had to stop the campaign because they go, we're booked up for 6 months. So that's the strategy over here. Okay, and their closing rate went up to 60%, and the sales cycle too. So people would say, "I'll decide next week," and went down to 1.3 months. So, guys, I have shown you the 10 steps. If you need me to go through them again, happy to. If you want this PowerPoint, happy to give it to you as well. But in days 1 to 7, if you master that framework, just have that framework top of mind. Practice those magic questions frameworks, which is, hey, what would this do for your business? What would that do for your family? Just asking that question, just watch them close themselves, right? Develop those industry-specific adaptions. So niching is very, very important. If you niche, you will master it really quickly. So if you focus on one niche, because there's too many people I see trying to do different niches. I'm talking to a restaurant, I'm talking to a financial planner, I'm talking to a carpenter, etc. And it's just like, dude, just stick to one. I kept saying do it again. Stop it. Stick to one niche and just nail it, because then you already know their psychology, you know everything about them, and you can solve the problem really quickly. All right, so days 18 to 14, practice. Implement the conversations, record and review your practice sessions, watch what's happening, refine your timing and your transitions. So to go from a 1-hour meeting or a 30-minute meeting down to 7 minutes, it's going to take you, there's some belief systems that you need to break in your head. Plus, when you implement it, you'll see how it's happening. And then you get into mastery. So deploy in real sales conversations, perfect that wow escalation that I showed you, and develop the objection prevention strategies. So preempt what they're going to say. They're going to say, "Oh, I don't know if I've got enough time. I don't know if I've got enough resources right now." All those things. Sorry, my alarm's going off. And the last 22 to 30 days, analyze the results and refine, because that's how we get better, right? Just keep practicing, getting better, create that personalization and create your measurement and tracking system. So me, I have a minimum of 5 to 8 sales calls every day. So track and compare your results against yourself. All right, guys. So that is it for our session. It's question time.
Amazing, 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 amazing. So, guys, there's so many gems in there. Just being able to walk that process through from a mental standpoint. So, when you think about what Johann just talked through, those first three areas, the ways the brain works, the trust, the dopamine hit, etc. That can be built into the way that you're actually talking, the way that you're presenting. I'm going to talk about bridging the trust gap in, I think it's next week's training session. So guys, if you've got a question, now's the time. And I've set everybody on mute. But if you've got a question, just use the reaction bar down the bottom, the raise hand, and drop that in, or drop a question onto the chat. So yes, Anthony, we'll make sure that the recording's up on our YouTube channel, and Mark, we'll make sure we have that slide deck available as well. Thanks, Johan, for making that available. So Mark asks, "This is great in one-to-one. How does it work one-to-many in a webinar situation, mate?"
Easy. Well, we do plenty of webinars, and in those first, so the other day I showed you guys, I did a webinar, and I went completely off what we usually do. So let me just pull that up here and go here. And this was a webinar where we had a 25% close rate. So was it. So I said prospecting using AI, a demonstration, 4 stories, a demo, and a deal. And I tell them the 4 stories. By the time the reason I tell those 4 stories is because they go, I can do that. I can do
I
it.
relate. Yeah.
This guy can do it with this. I can 10x that easily. And then I just gave them some strategies. And then I said, here's the deal. And that was it. Simple, easy. So within those first 5 minutes, everyone was like, this is amazing. That's a great story. I know somebody who can do that. So, Mark, that's how we do it on webinars as well.
I think Stacy says, "I love how you implement, stressing how their involvement is minimized. They're already overburdened and need help, and they don't need another job, they need help." So we had a sales call. This is one that you sent me. So every now and again, Johan sends me a sales call. He's like, "Mate, can you review this?" And I think that's another trait of a master, right? So I look up to Johan in terms of sales ability, but every now and again, he sends me a sales call. He goes, "Mate, can you just review this? What can I do better? Where am I at?" And this particular sales call, huge opportunity for the company. And he sent it through, and the guy said, word for word, like this is, I can't let you know his name, but this is one of the most well-known marketers on the planet. And he said to Johan, "Wow, this is amazing." But then the next key words, Stacy, to your point, were, "I need this to be an easy lift." And what he meant by that was, this looks great, but my team's already stretched. Like, we want to be able to implement this, but I need to know that this is going to be easy. And that's where that proven process comes into play, right? Because until you actually show people that you have the map, then they are thinking to themselves, they've got to find the way. So if you can design that map, and Ebony's done this with tons of people in our white label suite community. It was a charged thing that we did. I think it was like $497. Ebony sat through and worked into a process map with our members. But it literally starts from day 1. We're going to do this. Day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 30, and literally showing them, this is what we'll do, and then this is what we'll do, and then this is what we'll do. And then the great thing, as the Chinese proverb says, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. The great thing is, the only convincing you need to do is the ease of that first step. So we've got, Mr. Customer, we've got a journey in front of us. And talking about that IVF clinic deal, this is a 12-month journey. Right. And as soon as you're laying out a 12-month journey to somebody, you're getting a whole bunch of rejection. It's like, oh my God, this is going to take, like, I can't even deal with today. So that's why that proven journey allows you to go, and all we need to do today is pop your website over here. And if you can do that with me, we'll take care of the rest. It's like, oh man, I can do that. It's like, don't worry about that journey. trust that we've built this so that you can have the process, and let's just do that first step together. So that's like super, super important, Stacey. Great point. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
So another thing in our pricing. So in our pricing, we've got on whitelabelsuite.com/pricing, 297, 497, 997. I use that as a sales tool. I will show them the pricing page and go, if you want us to take care of support, if you want us to do all the setup for you, the 297 and 497 are for agencies. You're an influencer. You're an important person. You don't have time to do all the stuff. Let our team take care of everything for you. Just sign up and we'll have it up and running in a week. They're like, it takes a while.
Yeah, and you could see that particular person that I was referencing on the sales call you sent through. You literally showed our process and like, we'll do all of this for you. And you could actually see his body language. He went, great. So I don't even need to worry about it. That's great. That's amazing. And again, guys, the reason we're saying this is so that you can build that in. There has to be pricing in your service and your time, right? So thinking about how does that relate to you and your business, a base level pricing is, Mr. Customer, I'll give you what you need, and I'll give you the resources, and you do it yourself and get in there. The high level pricing, people are paying for implementation. They're paying for convenience. They're paying for your time and your expertise and your team, right? So that base level access should be lots of work, and then the high level pricing is like, cool, I'll take all of that burden off your time. And again, as Johann just said, you'll see people relax. People are happy to pay for time. Right? People are happy to pay for easier. If you can make it easier for me, then you got my money. There's a company over here in Australia called HelloFresh. And what they do is they deliver meals prepped and cut up into portion sizes with recipes and ready to go. They are making billions of dollars because they made dinner prep easy, right? Get home, everything's ready. I don't have to think about it. I just have to put that into that and that into that and stir it for 5 seconds and I'm good to go. Like people are still cooking dinner, but HelloFresh made it easier by delivering everything portioned, cut up, ready to go with simple steps to be able to follow. So yeah, they're here as well. Okay, cool, awesome. So you guys know. So people pay for easier, and that's that value escalation on the price point as well. Guys, what else can we bounce off Mr. Johann? Johann, I'm going to pre-frame that. So guys, the reason I'm talking is so that you have time to answer. Right? What else would you like to ask Mr. Johann? And then I'm going to talk so you have time to type in the chat box your question, right? So Johann, I'm going to cover that bridging the trust gap next week. I think one of the most important things that's happened in our company in the last 12 months is those first steps of trust and social proof are covered before anybody gets on the call. Right now, that does not happen overnight. But let me tell you this, you need to start it now if you haven't already, because otherwise in 12 months' time, you'll be wishing you did. So what's happened, and the reason this has been such a big thing for us, and this exact same influencer that we're just referencing on the sales call the other day, jumps onto the call and says, I found you on the internet. Right? I found you on the internet. And then he said, and I watched about 10 hours of Walt's videos before I booked in with you. All right. Now that's insane. That's insane. But Johann and I were talking about this, and guys, again, we really like to walk our talk, right? So we train on how to do things better all the time. We're looking at better ways to get this in. And we were talking the other day, we're like, what's going on in the marketplace? What's kind of the feedback that we're getting? And we said to each other, people hate being sold. Really? Like, that feeling when it's like, dude, I just need a shower after I talk to you. You've got me saying dude now. It's like, yeah, it's like, people hate being sold, but they love to buy. I love to buy. I love to buy stuff. Right? I love to buy. I love to look and I love to research and I love to read the reviews. And when you click that buy button and it's like little endorphin hit, and people love to buy. It's actually a scientifically proven fact. People love to buy. There's that whole term, retail therapy. People make that as a joke, but it's actually true. It's people have an endorphin hit by buying stuff, and yet people hate to be sold. So here's what I'm getting at. For people to be able to buy from you, they need to be able to find you. as much as that sucks, you need to create content because we are seeing in our sales calls and in our company and across the internet that people consume and consume and consume and consume and consume content I'm talking about. And then they go, I just want to, I want to buy something from these guys. Like, I just love what they do. My wife loves running. She runs almost every day. She researches shoes. She loves her trainers. I think we've got a shelf of 100 trainers out there, all kinds of different shapes, colors, and sizes. But everyone's important. But she spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours watching this channel where they took running training shoes and they cut them in half and they like looked at every layer and they measured the density of the foam and all this kind of stuff. She spent hours on these guys on their website. And then she bought the next set of trainers and she continues to do so through their referral link. If you're looking for this kind of shoe, this is the latest release from Under Armour or whatever. And she buys she loves to consume their information. And then she feels like, oh, I can buy from these guys because that trust barrier has already been broken. So I'm going to talk about bridging that trust gap. And when we look at the structure that Johann just laid out there, those first few tiers, those first few steps of a sales journey are the most important. Now you've got seconds to establish rapport and trust. So the consistent way to do that is to be found and be trusted so that by the time somebody gets on a call with you, they already feel like, I know this brand. I've associated with this person. I understand, right? So really, really cool.
Hey, I'd like to get Mark up here. Mark, do you want to voice through what you want to talk about there? That would be great.
That's awesome. Thank you, Mark. I'd love to have you say that out loud.
Yep, you're muted.
Unmute. Yes. Let's see if I can unmute you. Wait. Can I unmute Mark? Now I have to click the right button, Mark. There we go. Technology, man.
Yeah, so I'm like going, I can't come off mute. You
Nice,
unmuted me. Yeah, hey guys, how you doing? Yeah, I had a cracker of a meeting yesterday. Product distribution company. So 25 employees. And like been in business for 25 years. And like this guy, like we hit it off great. Like we had an amazing meeting. So we're looking at implementing a 4-bot, which could actually be a 3-bot now that I think about it. But at the end of the day, he loved the fact that we can find the leads, engage the leads, nurture the leads, and then have the autoresponder with CloseBot reply to the emails, get the qualified leads into his inbox to pass off to his sales team. He loved it. I even demoed it for him because now that I'm getting more confident with this, with not only our sales lead tool, but also how the GHL CRM works, I was like live demoing it for him, showing him. He's like, wow, this is like really cool. So what I was wondering, just hearing you guys talk about your process from day 1 to day 30, here's what we're going to do. And like I said to this guy, I'm like, I don't, this is not going to fail. If we do this deal, we make this happen. Like I want a testimonial out of this. So I'm going to do everything I can to make this work for you. So my question in the chat is, what level of support do we get if I do a deal like this from the white label suite support team? Do we get any support, or is it just on me to help him train it in, teach his team how to use it, all that?
Great question, Mark. Great question. And thanks. So first, congrats, man. So that's as you said in the chat there, that's a $64,000 deal putting together. And what are we doing? We're helping a business owner automate their lead system and ensure that they don't miss any opportunities. Like the value of that is just so, so, so huge. To answer the question, you're an Empire client. So as an Empire client, guys, for anybody that's in the white label suite world, people who are at our Empire client level, they get private access to Johann and I. So we've got a WhatsApp group that you can ping. So from a support point of view, first of all, you're going to, as an Empire client, you can always, as you've already experienced, pop in, ask a question, get an answer, get a personal conversation going with us, and some extra help there. In terms of the actual doing of the work, we provide the 4-bot system to you, as you know. So we support and maintain and keep your 4-bot system running, providing that opportunity. But the actual implementation with your client, we're suggesting that you work with somebody else who's got those skills. So we've got some preferred preferred partners who are have gone through the Empire and Forbot system training that you can access with. We don't have the team to do that for your clients, but they do. So there are a couple of really great providers in our preferred partners list that can do that entire implementation with you. So great idea to get connected with them, start to have a conversation about, so you can build in your costings and that kind of stuff. And they will do the entire rollout. They'll do the entire setup with you under your instructions as you can go. And I think Johann just highlighted one of our key partners right here on the call, Mr. Jared Holmes, based down in Tasmania. I think he's the only guy that lives down there, but that's okay, mate. Keeping the walls up. Appreciate you. So Jared is one of our preferred partners, Mark, and Jared can actually work with you to roll that out for your clients. So that's what a great question. So first of all, as an Empire client, you get us anytime you need it, basically. And in terms of rolling this out for your clients, the great news is you've got somebody trusted like Jared who's done this before, who will work with you to ensure the results, who's got a great reputation out in the market. And now you can work with Jared. Jared can do the heavy lifting and you can go and get the next deal.
Yeah,
Super
great.
cool.
I didn't realize, Jared, that you were doing this because I've already been working with Sarah and Mika quite closely. Like we're in contact
Nice.
every day. So everything you just spoke about then, like I've already done that. Like that's how I've
Beautiful.
kind of got my pricing and worked that out. But I mean, I've already, had a couple of phone chats with Jared anyway. And, maybe we can do something in future, Jared, especially because you'll charge me Aussie dollars, not US dollars. So it might be better value for me.
Absolutely.
Hey, Mark, how
And
did you come to $64,000? I want to know how you came to that price point.
Yeah, sure. So when I initially had my chats with one of your preferred four-bot system builders, um, they gave me their pricing, and then they said that Walt and Johann said that you should be charging as a regular price plan $50,000 setup fee plus $5,000 per month ongoing. But if you run an early adopters special, you charge a $20,000 setup fee plus $2,500 per month. So then I got the cost for me to have the product built by the team. And I'm like, well, I'm making plenty at 20,000 for the setup, and I'm making plenty at 2,500 per month for the ongoing. So like I'm happy. So that's how I worked it out. But I wouldn't have known that if your preferred developer that I'm engaging with hadn't have told me, yeah, this is what the guys say to charge. Then I did the
Yeah.
numbers. I'm like, there's plenty of margin in that. So that's how I got it.
And plenty of value too to the business. Like
huge.
you are replacing about 8 people in their organization for that price. So for them, it's a no-brainer. So even at 64,000, they're like, dude, I get to replace 8 people, have the system running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, talking to the right people, speaking to them, talking to them on chat. Like it it's an irresistible offer. And I'm so glad that you've understood that and you've nailed it. So congratulations,
100%.
man.
Yeah, man, that's
Thanks. But
awesome.
also on top of that, guys, I've also, so on my website, so my business is leadsgenius.ai. I've got 2 pricing plans. So I've also factored in like if you purchase annually, my biggest plan is $8,000 per year and you get 18,000 credits. So I've also factored that into the price to get the
Brilliant.
64,000.
Brilliant, man. Well done. Absolutely fantastic. And again, think of the value. I was saying to somebody yesterday, they were saying, the leads, the credits, and the cost of getting a credit and all that kind of stuff. I said, yeah, but what's the cost of a customer, or what's the value of a customer to the person that you're talking to? What's a customer worth? They're like $5,000, $10,000. It's like, cool, man. Well, let me stack those credits in there. When I put a $50,000 price point in front of somebody whose one customer is worth 10, they're like, sweet, this is going to change everything for me. So, mate, absolutely well done. And I think the model that you're working to there, Mark, you've got your system that you can set up and demo, and you've got a team of people that can handle the tech. Absolute game changer to make sure that you've got the opportunity to then go and speak to the next client. You're the man, you're the money maker. This is what I always say. You've got the magic. You've got something that there's something special about the way that you can communicate that nobody else can do. You can go out and get 10 more deals and let Jared's team and let Mika's team like do that heavy lifting for you, while you get to, I'm going to say this like eloquently, well, you get to play golf and go out onto the yachts, because that's where the deals are done, right? So
And
you get to go and do that, and let the professionals do their thing in the back. That's awesome.
and a big shout
Thanks,
out
guys.
big shout out to Sarah and Mika too. So
Yeah, huge. Those guys have been amazing.
Mika's been in the infusion stuff. That's where she's come from. So she knows marketing automation like the back of her hand. She knows everything about GHL. Her and Sarah have teamed up, and they are just Sarah's just
Yeah.
always the group adding so much value. So those two are just amazing.
Superstars, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So, Mark, thank you, man, and well done. We've got another question there from John. So, John says, we're about to start training our sales team, and I'd love your suggestion on how to get them all to focus on one industry, or do I allow them to choose an industry and go for that themselves? And the second question is then, how do we assess the size of a marketplace when we're going through that? So, John, are we talking about selling the leads tool under your own brand, or are you talking about selling something else? Just to give us a little bit of context there will be great. But Johann, your thoughts? I've got a sales team, and I want them to focus on one industry. How do I do that, and how do I assess market size?
So with John, I know John and I know what he's capable of. John, what I'd do is, if I was you, I'd build out the marketing material for one niche a month and get your team to nail that. So, for example, if you're going after the business development, personal development guys or the business coaches, etc., just make all of that for them for that month, and then next month do the next one because your team is going to start growing as you start bringing the revenue in. So that's what, if I was you, that's what I would do. If they do have preferences of I've got networks and connections in this nation, this industry, that's what I want to go. Great. If you build out those templates and then say, guys, this is what we're building for business coaches, go replicate that for niche X, then they
Yeah.
can do that.
And to answer the second part of the question, how do I assess market size? I'll give you two quick ways, one using White Label Suite and one just using Facebook as an example. So let me do this for you live. I've got Facebook open because I shared your post there, Johann. So let's jump in. How do I assess market size? So let's say, for example, have I got that going on? Yes. Cool. Click too many Zoom buttons. Cool. Can you guys see Facebook?
Nothing yet. Yes, now we are.
All right, great. So here I am in Facebook. Here I am just posting Johan's knowledge bombs, which is great. So I'm going to think about my market size. So for example, we're selling a leads tool. I want to think about sales. I want to think about a particular niche in that area. So maybe it's business coaches, maybe it's whatever it is that you decide. All right. So let's go for business coaches as an example. So I want to say business coaching group. All right. I need to be able to learn how to spell. That'll help. So business coaching group. All right. And I'll talk about this, the next step of this in 2 seconds. But straight away, I'm going to go, all right, the first 15 results that popped up here show me there's 24,000 members of this group and they're posting twice a day. There's 15,000 members of this group. They're posting 5 times a day, 17,000, 10 posts a day. There's 17,000 members here. There's 4.4 thousand members here. So what I'm going to say, there's 42,000 members of this one. What else have we got? Just scrolling through 52,000 members of this one. All right. Have we got a pretty good starting point? Now, can I reach all of them? No. But here's what I know for sure. There's plenty of them. All right. And what I was going to say is for everyone, please don't do this. Don't join a group and spam the crap out of everybody because you'll quickly get banned and that's not the way to make friends. This is just an indication of how many people are active in this niche that you're looking at, right? So you can join these groups, add a lot of value, become friends with the admin of the groups. That's a really strategic move. But this is a good starting point to just go, are there people that gather together that are, and that's the key point, do they gather together, right? Because that allows you to get your marketing one to many. So if I can get my message into a gathering of people, I'm amplifying my opportunity. So that's the first method. The second method, if we dive into your White Label Suite program, one of the updates that we rolled out, I think a week ago, will give you a total market for the searches that you're looking at. So if I dive in, and especially with if I dive in with our people search, let me just jump into my main dash here. If I dive into the people search and I'm looking for, I don't know, real estate agents in Atlanta, if that's my niche that I'm going after, let me jump in and do a search here. What you'll see is just a really quick indicator. So we go, okay, cool. Jump into people search. Man, my Zoom controls are killing me. Something's going weird with my mouse here. Zoom every single time I click. Right. So if I go real estate agent, all right, and I'm looking in, let's go, let's just go US metro areas. So again, one of the updates that you'll see, I can go individual cities or I can go US metro. If I want to stay unique, let's just go Phoenix, Arizona. So I can just choose one state at a time or one city at a time. And no matter how many results I get, this is just literally to show us market size. All right. I can hit go. And what you'll see right now is that you have this popping up. There is a total of 23,028 results that meet this criteria. Now, the first question people are going to ask me is, why can't I get them all? Because you'll burn your credits, is the answer. And do you need them all, is my second question. You don't need 23,000 people right now, you need 5. This is the right way to get your ideal clients into a room. But to answer that question, John, just very, very quickly, there's a bunch of ways that you can determine, am I going to be able to reach a group of people easily? Facebook is a great way to go. Use the white label suite program, find an influencer who speaks to that audience and just find out how many followers they've got. You know, there's somebody who talks about real estate investing and they've got 1.2 million followers. I'm good. You know, I've got a great space. There's a guy who speaks to deep sea divers about collecting shells off the bottom of the ocean floor. He's got 4 followers. Yeah, might not be my ideal spot to focus on if you get my point. So hopefully that's helpful. Oh my goodness, 15 questions since I started on my little soapbox there. Let me see if I can get in. All right, guys. Catching up on the questions. Where do we get to? There was another one that I wanted to make sure we covered.
We're all good there with the
You got it all.
questions.
You caught it up, man. That's amazing.
Clay says PowerPoint. PowerPoint? What do you mean, Clay?
He wants this. He wants this presentation that you just ran through, man.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought you were
We'll
looking
drop
for
it. Actually,
PowerPoint.
the great way to get that to everybody, we'll drop it into the Facebook group. So make sure you're in the White Label Suite members Facebook group, and we'll get that there for you. Cool. Let's go. Let's go.
Awesome.
So
Last
guys,
question.
I just want to give you a shout, Johann. Guys, you want to make sure that I always say to my kids, yeah, but who told you that, right? Because the source of the information is more important than the information itself. Yeah, somebody can throw out an opinion, but do they know what they're on about? When I look at Johann's calendar, he lives, sleeps, eats, breathes, walks, deals, sales, JV partnerships, relationships, connections, and growth, right? So what he just ran through with you has come from years of experience, big deals, small deals. You know, talking about the $347,000 deal, I've also seen Johann jump on a call, spend half an hour with somebody to close 197. Why? Because everything compounds, right? And the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So maximizing your opportunity is important by defining your customers, by getting that social trust improved, by bridging that trust gap before they get on the call, but then have a watch through this session again. Understand the mental leaps that need to be made by the client and the way that you can do them quickly, right? Trust is the biggest one. I have a really great friend who's one of the top real estate agents in Australia, and he has, when he turns up to a listing meeting, he sits down with the prospect and he's got a folder and it's just got homes, like, you know, one of those folders you keep turning over the clear envelope. And in every clear envelope, it's got a picture of a home with a sold sticker across the front and people hugging him, right? Like that little selfie in front of the sold sign. And so he sits down with a client and he's going, let me just get to my listing form. And he flicks, 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 flicks. He never points to them all, just flicks, flick, 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 flick. And what the client is going is that he sold that house, 1.7 million, 2 million for that one, happy family with a sold sticker, sold sticker, sold sticker, sold sticker, sold sticker, sold sticker. And he gets to the blank listing form. He goes, now tell me what you're looking to achieve. And they've already gone, ding, 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 ding. This is my guy, right? My number one sales mentor when I started used to start the sales conversation by saying, so guys, why am I here? He didn't launch into, let me tell you all about my incredible business and, you know, what we can do for you. Because here's the assumption, right? If somebody's going to book you into their calendar, they've already Googled you. They already know who they're meeting. They have absolutely, at the very bare minimum, put your website into the Google browser and gone, oh, okay, cool. That's who I'm working with. They know who you are and they know what you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting in front of them. So he used to turn up and literally just go, so guys, why am I here? And they would go, oh, because we understand that you do this and, you know, we've got this problem and we've got that. And then following Johann's model, so what would it mean if that problem was solved? Oh, what? The deal was done in that first 5 minutes. And we're talking about a $50,000 software sale. The deal was done in that first 5 minutes. Why am I here? Tell me about your problems. What would it mean if I could solve that for you? Cool. So all we've got to do is solve that and you're good. Great. Let's move forward. Right? Amazing. Why am I here? What am I trying to solve? And exactly that same strategy from Johann. Tell me what the issue is. What would it look like if that was solved? So, guys, please do yourself a favor, grab hold of this recording and watch it again and understand the steps that you go through in that sale, and you'll make more sales, right? Again, can't put any guarantees. Anybody that follows my advice will surely die somewhere in the next 10,000 years. But, guys, go and watch somebody who walks the talk, understand the strategy and the structure that you can put into place easily. And let's go and have some more success because it's fun, right? Let's get into it. Guys, we love being part of your world. We love being part of your business and helping where we can to add knowledge and strategy and community and technology together. We love it. So share the word, spread the word. I'm going to finish the same way we started. We are launching an event in less than 30 days where our whole goal is to educate more people about succeeding for themselves and for their businesses and for their economies, communities, and families. We are launching an event in 30 days, and we'd love for you, A, to get a ticket. Tickets go on sale in about 14 days, and B, invite other people that should have this knowledge, and we want to reward you for that as well. So our event is called the Unofficial GHL Playbook Event. So it's unofficialghlplaybook.com. All right. And you guys can go and pre-register for the tickets right now. And Mr. Kyle, if you're still on the call, could you please drop in where people can get a referral link from? So guys, if you get a referral link, you can refer this event to other people in the GHL space, or even in the agency space or business space. You can refer others to come and get the same kind of knowledge and education that we love to help you guys out. And win a whole bunch of prizes for referring people as well. Get Apple gear, get thousands of dollars in cash, but more than that, get the thanks and the praise from them saying, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you invited me to the event." All right, because we're gonna go to the ends of the earth to make that a winner. That's the referral link. Kyle's just dropped it in there as well. The unofficialghlplaybook.com/JV hyphen unofficial. All right, we might make that a little bit simpler. Let's just make it JV from moving here. Let's do a redirect if we can, but it's unofficialghlplaybook.com/JV hyphen unofficial. Let's refer some friends. Let's get this community buzzing bigger and help people going through. Go and watch this one again. Kylie, great session. Really enjoyed it. Mr. Johann, you are the king. Let's go, guys. Have a great week. Go and absorb this. Get out into the marketplace. Do like Mark's done. Work with a client and show them value. Close a $64,000 deal. Let's get more people succeeding across this world with you guys in their back pocket as their strategist and their friend. Guys, thank you so much. We love you. Johann, closing remarks.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you soon. I'm going to
See you
take this
guys.
guy for.
Let's go. Have a great week. See you, everyone.